very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. Welcome back, Lynn and Dudley. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, and this is your last chance. Remind us what happened.
It better be me that tells you. I, in the first instance, gave an answer that I shouldn't have given in the...
You misheard your instruction from Lynn.
I misheard the instruction from Lynn.
You said hydrogen. You should have said nitrogen.
That's correct.
Oh, for goodness
sake. And our
sake.
opponents at the time said nitrogen, and unfortunately they got it.
Well, we can put all that behind us. Today is a new day. What do you like to do in your spare time, Dudley?
Both Lynn and I are members of Rotary International. In fact, I'm the present president of our local Rotary club, and Lynn is our immediate past president.
Wow! So you took over the chains of office from Lynn.
The chains of office. From
what sort of nick were they in? She looked after them.
They were pretty good.
Yeah,
it was a hard act to follow, really. I've got to say, I had a very hard act to follow.
Yeah.
Lynn's very much into charity work abroad, especially in India.
Right.
I've been over to India twice vaccinating babies against polio as part of the Global Eradication of Polio project.
That's fantastic. Well, it's great to have you on the show again, and very, very best of luck to the pair of you.
Thank you.
Now, next we welcome Cliff and Nick. Now, how on earth do you two know each other?
Well, I think you can see that we're identical twins, so we've known each other before we were born.
Since conception, you've known each other?
And I'm the oldest by 90 minutes.
Oh, that's a... yes. That is quite a long time.
I was enjoying myself after he'd gone.
Yeah, thinking, well, it's nice in here. Anyway, what do you do, Cliff?
I'm a correspondence delivery officer.
Yeah, I see. Well, I know that. That's postman in English, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that genuinely what you're now called, a correspondence delivery officer?
That's what I call myself.
Oh, I see.
Posh variety.
Right. And Nick, how about you? What do you do?
I'm a design draftsman for a transformer company.
Nick, if I told my son that you worked in a factory where they made transformers, he would be over the moon.
You can't have one.
Imagine that. I'd take him down there. He'd be so excited.
And then bitterly disappointed. That'd be like when my parents finally caved in and took us to Piccadilly Circus. What a bitter disappointment that was. I mean, exciting, the lights and everything.
But where's the elephant?
Well, it's great to have you on the show. Welcome to you both. Very best of luck this afternoon. And next, we welcome Malcolm and Alison. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're brother and sister.
Brother and sister. Where are you from?
We're from Edinburgh, up in Scotland.
Alison, what would you love to see come up this afternoon?
Personally, aside history, geography, that kind of thing, the film Anchorman, the Eurovision Song Contest, and the Power Rangers. They're my 3 specialist subjects. That would be great.
Power Rangers,
yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, they're firm friends of Pointless, the Power Rangers.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing them then.
And Malcolm, how about you?
Well, Alexander, I'm glad you asked that. For I happen to be a cloud enthusiast.
No!
Yes. I'm a member of something called the Cloud Appreciation Society, where you pay your £3 membership, and you get a certificate and a badge, and you're allowed to take photos of clouds and put them up.
Because otherwise you're
on
not
the
allowed
webpage.
to, are you?
No.
That's right.
You have to have the
Wow,
license.
Seriously? You can take photos of clouds?
Oh,
You are
I can take
kidding
photos
me.
of any cloud I like.
Do you have a jacket with a silver lining?
No. That's only when you reach the top stage.
The Cloud Appreciation. So what's the best cloud you've ever seen, Malcolm?
Oh, tell you what, it's hard to choose. They're all personal favourites of mine, but there was quite a good one out the other day. It was a nice wee Altocumulus lenticularis.
No, I saw that.
Did you?
I love that.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Best cloud.
Very good. Well, great to have you on the show. Best of luck. And finally, we welcome back Wendy and Allison. You were also on the show last time. Remind us what happened.
Well, we went out in the second round. We'd done really well in the first round, and our goal was not to go out in the first round, so we achieved that. But unfortunately, we got questions on film villains, and I just chose the wrong one.
You chose some very high-scoring... Yes, Lex Luthor and the Child Catcher we had from you, didn't we?
Yes, correct.
2 very, unforgettable villains, and as we discovered, nobody'd forgotten them.
Well, exactly.
So, yes. Well, I think you've now broken the meniscus of the second round, so I think this time all the way through to the head-to-head at the very least, I should think. What would help you get there, Wendy? What would be your choice of category, your favourite?
I would like anything on musicals. I quite like geography. That worked quite well for us.
Very good. Now, Alison, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
Something perhaps to do with maths or geography. Did us well last time because we've lived in a few different countries in Europe.
So. That's right. Yes, your American states were tip-top last time, certainly. Well, it's lovely having you back on the show, Wendy and Allison. Very best of luck to you this afternoon. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes on. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He belongs to a secret order of intellectuals who meet once a year to discuss EastEnders plotlines. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Oh, yeah. It should be a cracking show today. We've got two very, very strong returning pairs who did very well last time. Lynn and Dudley are very unlucky, I think, in that head-to-head. And Wendy and Allison also very, very strong. But twins quite often do very well on this show, Cliff and Nick, you'll be delighted to hear. Round one is a subject no one has ever asked for in the history of Pointless. I've never, when you've gone along the line saying, what are you good at, what would you like to see, no one's ever said this. Nor will they ever.
OK. Well, thank you. We put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off at £2,000. Right, let's play Pointless. In the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is fruit. Fruit. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first and who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what that first question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many melons as they could. Melons, Richard.
I think I'm right in saying no one's asked for that.
Never,
Is that
ever,
right?
ever.
Yeah, all the correct answers in this round will be varieties of melon.
Splendid. Right now, Dudley and Lynn, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. In this round, you'll be pleased to hear, we are going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. Your first set of 7 answers reads like this. Watermelon, Charente, nutmeg, tamara, kimura, gallia, cassava. I will read those all again. Watermelon, Charente, nutmeg, tamara, kimura, gallia, and cassava. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. Pick one of those incorrect ones and you will score the maximum of 100 points. So remember, we are looking for varieties of melon. What are you thinking, Dudley?
I'm thinking I know absolutely nothing about melons. But I'll go for gallia.
Gallia, you're saying. There it is, one up from the bottom, gallia. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Gallia, Dudley says. It's right. $37 for gallia, Richard.
Yeah, yellow rind and a pale green flesh. It's a hybrid melon.
Wow. Very good indeed. Now then, Nick, melons is what we're looking for. Oh, it's hard,
We'll have to have a punt. I think we'll have to have a punt. Cassava.
Cassava. Cliff thinks that's a good punt. Is it right? How many people said cassava? It's right. Oh, very well done. That's pointless. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,250, and it scores you absolutely nothing. Great start to the show. Richard?
Yeah, very good answer. Again, yellow rind and white flesh, named after a town in Turkey.
Very good, thank you. So, Alison W. We're looking for types of melon.
I have no idea. The answer I'm going to go with, I don't know if it's a melon or not. It's either a melon or a Japanese anime character, I think, or a manga character. So I'm going to go with Kimura.
Kimura.
I'm sorry if it's wrong.
Kimura. There it is. Let's see if it is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Kimura. Oh, bad luck, Alison. I'm afraid
Never mind.
Kimura is an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry,
Like a challenge,
Richard.
it's fine.
Yeah, sorry, Alison. Hiroshi Kimura is a Japanese melon farmer who made the world's first heart-shaped melon.
Wow. Alison.
Yes.
Melons.
Now,
You can
melons.
talk us through the whole board if you like and fill in the missing
I
gaps.
can either play very safe and go for watermelon, which I think most people will know. Nutmeg is a herb or spice, so is that also a type of melon? Charentais I've definitely heard of, but I don't know if it's a melon. And tomorrow I have no idea. I think I'm going to go for Charentais.
Charentais is what you're going to go for. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Charentais. It's right. Well done, it's right. How far down is it going to go? Still going down. Oh, well done. 1 point for Charentais. Very well done. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer. You often get them. You often eat them with Parma ham or prosciutto. The Charentais melon. Let's fill in the rest
Is that
of the
the
boards.
orange one? Slightly orangey one.
Yeah, exactly right. Watermelon. Clues in the name, although it only scored 72 points. So 28 people don't know a watermelon's a melon. And of those other two...
Now, I happen to know that Tamara Melon is the head of Jimmy Choo.
Yes, Tamara Melon is the co-founder of Jimmy Choo Shoes, so that was an incorrect answer.
Which means, and also nutmeg will be up there because it was trying to put people off by sounding like a spice when in fact it is a melon.
There is such a thing as a nutmeg melon. Yes, very well done if you said nutmeg at home.
There we are. Well, thank you very much, Richard. We're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. Nick and Cliff looking very, very strong indeed on nothing, as indeed are Alison and Wendy on 1, then up to 37 for Dudley and Lynn, and then way, way, way up, I'm afraid, where we join Alison and Malcolm on 100. So, yes, Malcolm, you're going to have to find a really obscure melon and hope somebody else slips up in the next part. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for melons, remember, and we have got honeydew, Gibson, horned ogan, canary, cantaloupe, craven. I'll read those one more time. Honeydew, Gibson, horned ogan, canary, cantaloupe, craven. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is incorrect, and at least one of those answers is pointless. So try and avoid those incorrect ones if you possibly can. Now then, Wendy. The high scorers are Malcolm and Alison on 100. You are on 1, which means if you can score 98 or less, you are through to the next round.
I'm going to be a coward and play safe because the bar's fairly high, so I'm going to say cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe, you're saying, and hoping that gets you below 98. There is your bar, the red bar. You're below that, you're through to the next round. Cantaloupe, is it right? How many people said it? Well done, you've done it. Very good, 59. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Wendy. Very good tactics, safely through. Named after a castle in Italy, the Cantaloupe.
Splendid. Now then, Malcolm. Wendy has done you a sort of tactical favour there, in that she has removed cantaloupe from the board, which means somebody may have to take a massive punt later on, which means they may score 100 points. However, you also have to take a massive punt, because you have to score as low as you possibly can.
Yes, I do.
Are you a melonologist?
I can name one other melon that's up there, and I'm going to have to take a gigantic guess. So, for the reason that it's the most fun to say out of all of those, I'm going to go with craven. The craven melon.
Craven melon. What do you think, Alison?
I don't think I have a leg to stand on here. You can do whatever you want to.
Craven. OK, well, fingers tightly crossed, Malcolm. Let's see if craven is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said craven melon. Oh, no! Out in a blaze of glory, Malcolm. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. It's not embarrassing at all.
That'd be a brilliant melon, though.
Wouldn't it?
Craven, yeah.
It would be a fantastic melon. Richard.
Yeah, that's the way to go out, though. Craven Melon, it's actually the name of an American heavy metal band.
Right.
Ah, well. So, Cliff, we come to you. Nick scored a pointless answer in the first pass. What about scoring another one now?
I'm going to try and match him. I can't let him beat me.
You can't?
Unfortunately, I was up half the night revising grapefruits, so I don't know much about melons. So, looking down that list, I'll go for horned.
Horned.
Sounds good to me.
The horned melon. OK, let's see if horned is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Good luck, Cliff. It's right. Very, very well done. You've done it. That's pointless. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £2,500. It scores you nothing and leaves your total at nothing. Very well done, Cliff.
Yeah, identical twins, identical scores, double pointless. Well done. It's a sweet melon with horn-like spikes. It's also known as, sometimes also known as the African horned cucumber. And I've got to say, if you want a name for an American heavy metal band, African horned cucumber is better than Craven Melon.
Very well done. Now then, Lynn, melons is what we're looking for. You are through to the next round, whatever happens. It doesn't matter what you say. Even if you score 100 points, there's no shame in that at all. You are definitely in round 2. Let's see if there's another pointless answer on that board. And talk us through the board as well.
I mean, honeydew, yeah, that is a melon. But I'm going to choose one of the others that I don't know. I'm going to go for canary.
You're going to go for canary?
Yeah.
OK, well, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. There's no red line for you, obviously, because you're through whatever happens. Canary, is it a melon? It is. Very well done. It's pointless, Lynn. That adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,750. It scores you nothing and leaves your total at a very respectable 37.
Yeah, very well played, Lynn. Yeah, the canary melon, so called because it's got bright yellow skin, and they're going cheap. Let's take a look at the rest of the board, fill these in. Yeah, the honeydew melon obviously is a melon, would have scored you 63. The Galia melon is a hybrid of cantaloupe and honeydew. The Ogun melon, named after the kibbutz in Israel, where it was first developed, would have scored you 14. What do you think, Gibson? Is that pointless or is it incorrect?
I think it's incorrect, probably.
Well, Mel Gibson is an anagram of big melons. So it's an incorrect answer. So horned and canary, the pointless answers there. Well done if you said either of those.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score is Malcolm and Alison. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, you did exactly the right thing. You tried very hard. In the case of Kimura and Craven, they both sound like damn fine melons, but I'm afraid they turned out to be just wrong. So I'm afraid it's our loss. We have to say goodbye to you now, but we will see you next time. Look forward to that very much. Thanks very much for playing, Malcolm and Alison. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. Try and make sure it's not you. OK, our category for round 2 this afternoon is famous people. Famous people. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our question concerns famous women and their famous mothers. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you a list of 6 famous women on each pass. We asked 100 people to name their famous mothers. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you're going to score fewer points. But if you give us an incorrect answer, you'll score 100 points. 12 famous women up there, 12 famous mothers to guess at home.
OK, thank you very much. So we are looking for the famous mothers of these famous women. And here they are. Zara Phillips, Claudia Winkleman, Kate Hudson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Liza Minnelli, Melanie Griffith. Zara Phillips, Claudia Winkleman, Kate Hudson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Liza Minnelli and Melanie Griffith. As always on Pointless, you are looking for the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Dudley, what does that list say to you?
That list says to me that I should actually have stayed in Ormskirk and not bother coming down the M6. But I have an idea. I know Zara Phillips, so I'll go for Princess Anne, the Princess Royal.
Princess Anne, you are saying, for as mother of Zara Phillips. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that. Ooh, it's an expensive one, Dudley. It was safe, but it was only 12 points safer than wrong. Richard?
Yeah, very big score, big risk to take. But if it's anyone you know, as Sanders says, better than 100.
Indeed. Now then, Nick. So remember, we're looking for the famous mothers of these women.
Claudia Winkleman. I should know her. I've seen her so many times. No, I'm sorry. I can't.
We're going to need
even guess.
Guess from you.
Mary Barton for Claudia Winkleman.
Mary Barton. Claudia Winkleman, Mary Barton, says Nick. Is that right? If it is, how many people said Mary Barton? Bad luck, Nick. Bad luck. That's an incorrect answer. I'm afraid you scored the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry. Richard?
Yeah, I won't give you the correct answer, just in case the other team want to have a go at that one.
Alison, you are the last person to have this board, so you can talk us through all the famous mothers of these famous people and then pick one to submit.
I wish I knew them all. I do know Liza Minnelli. I think I'm going to go safe with Liza Minnelli and let Wendy do the trick on the next round. Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, you're saying for Liza Minnelli. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Yes, it's right. 49.
Well done.
49, the best score of the pass. Richard?
Yeah, well done, Alison. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Quite a big score for Kate Hudson. Do you know Kate Hudson's mum?
It's Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn, exactly right. Would have scored you 45 points. Jamie Lee Curtis's mother?
Janet Leigh.
Janet Leigh, exactly, from Psycho. Tony Curtis, of course, being her father. 13 points. Claudia Winkleman's mother?
I so nearly said Sue Pollard. I mean Eve Pollard.
Eve Pollard, exactly right. The writer, newspaper woman, would have scored you 8 points. And Melanie Griffith's mother, do you know that?
No.
Would have scored you 5 points. Best answer on the board. It's Tippi Hedren, who starred in Hitchcock's The Birds. Yeah.
Didn't know that. OK, well, let's take a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. The best score of this pass, Alison and Wendy on 49. Then we go up to 88 for Dudley and Lynn, and then up a little bit beyond that to Nick and Cliff on 100. So, yes, Cliff and Lynn. It's between you, I would say, to decide who's going to be staying with us and who will be leaving us at the end of the round. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more famous women on the board. And here is our second list. Carrie Fisher, Chloe Madeley, Peaches Geldof, Rachel Sterling, Gwyneth Paltrow, Sophie Ellis-Bextor. I'll read those one more time. Carrie Fisher, Chloe Madeley, Peaches Geldof, Rachel Sterling, Gwyneth Paltrow, Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Now remember, we are looking for the famous mother of these famous women, and obviously you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Wendy, you're the low scorers on 49. The high scorers are Cliff and Nick on 100. If you can score 50 or less, you are definitely in the next round.
I'm going to go with Peaches Geldof, and it is Paula. I don't know. Paula. I'm going to kick myself when you tell me. Stevenson.
Paula Stevenson, you're saying. OK, Paula Stevenson, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Paula Stevenson for Peaches Geldof. Bad luck, Wendy.
Sorry.
I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which takes your total up to 149. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky, Wendy. I won't give the right answer just in case either of the other two teams wants to have a go.
OK, now then, Cliff. Remember, we're looking for the famous mothers of these women. The high scorers are now Alison and Wendy on 149. If you can score 48 or less, you are definitely in the head-to-head.
Well, there's a lot of women I don't know very well, and there's some women that agree with me. Yeah. But I'll go with Peaches Geldof, Paula Yates.
Paula Yates. Yeah. Paula Yates, says Cliff. There's your red line. If you get below that red line, you are in the head-to-head. Let's see if Paula Yates is right and how many people said it. He's right. Yep, you've done it. Very well done, 40. That was all it took. Takes your total up to 140. You're in the head-to-head. Richard?
Yeah, full name is Peaches Honey Blossom Michelle Charlotte Angel Vanessa Geldof.
Anyway, thank you very much. So then, Lynn, we're looking for the famous mothers of these women. The high scorers, 149, still Wendy and Allison. If you can score 60 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
I know all the people up there, but...
Well, talk us through them.
Well, Carrie Fisher, I know her father was Eddie Fisher, and her mother was a famous actress, but I can't think of her name. Chloe Madeley is the daughter of Richard Madeley and Judy Finnegan. Rachel Sterling, she's the one that I'm not so sure about. Gwyneth Paltrow, of course, everybody's heard of her. But the one I'm going to go for, and it is a little bit of a punt, is Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Her mother is Janet Ellis.
Lovely, Janet Ellis, yes,
Who's
OK.
still Blue Peter.
Very good indeed. You want to score 60 or less. There is your red line. Let's see if Janet Ellis gets you below that red line. Is it right for Sophie Ellis-Bextor? And if it is, how many people said it? Yes, she's done it for you.
High five.
Very, very well done. That scores you 37. And it takes your total up to 125. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Lynn. And very lucky you didn't say Chloe Madeley as well. You're quite right, it's Judy Finnegan, but would have scored you 64 points. Would have just seen you losing out. Do you have a go with these rest? Carrie Fisher? It's Eddie Fisher is the father, and it was Debbie Reynolds as a mother. Would have scored 14 points. Very well done if you got that. Gwyneth Paltrow. Again, her mother is an actress.
Yes, I know exactly who she is. It's got a lovely name.
Blythe Danner.
Exactly.
Blythe Danner would have scored you 6 points.
Wow.
And Rachel Sterling, do you know that's the best answer on the board? Another actress.
Diana Rigg.
Diana Rigg, exactly right. 2 points, yeah, best answer on the board. Very well done if you said that at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, Wendy and Allison. Oh dear. You're round 2 last time, round 2 this time.
It's the way it's meant to be.
Well, it's been lovely meeting you both, and thanks for coming on the show. Wendy and Allison, great contestants. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Cliff and Nick. Lynn and Dudley, you've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £2,750. Now, for each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many cities that have held the FIFA World Cup final as they could. Cities that have held the FIFA World Cup final.
Yeah, we're looking for any city that's held the FIFA World Cup final right through from its inception through to and including the 2010 World Cup, please.
OK, Cliff and Nick, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first.
We'll go for Montevideo.
Montevideo, say Cliff and Nick. Lynn and Dudley.
Haven't got a Scooby-Doo, me, because I don't know anything about football.
And I know just a little bit less than that.
Go for what you said.
We'll go for Johannesburg.
OK, Johannesburg. So we have Montevideo and we have Johannesburg. In the order they were given, Cliff and Nick said Montevideo. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Oh, very, very well done. Oh. Nearly our 4th pointless of the show there, but one person remembered Montevideo. Very, very good answer, Cliff and Nick. Lynn and Dudley, you've said Johannesburg. Let's see if that's right, and let's see if it is right, if it can go as low as or lower than Montevideo. Johannesburg. That's right. Wow. Very low score there. 9 for Johannesburg, which means after one question, Cliff and Nick are ahead 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played both teams, but especially Nick and Cliff. The very first World Cup final was held in the Centenario Stadium, Montevideo in 1930. There's 4 pointless answers up here. Any of these would have won the points. Yokohama in Japan in 2002, Solna in Sweden from 1958, Santiago, Chile in 1962, the Pasadena Rose Bowl just outside Los Angeles held the final in 1994. There's Montevideo on 1, Bern, Switzerland 1, Buenos Aires in Argentina 7, Johannesburg, South Africa 9, absolutely right. Rio de Janeiro held they called it a deciding game in 1950, didn't call it a final, but it amounted to the same thing. 11 points, Mexico City 11, Berlin 14, Munich 14, Madrid 18, Rome 22, Paris 29 and London 57.
Splendid. Here is your second question. Lynn and Dudley, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many papal names taken by 5 or more popes, Richard.
Yeah, we're simply looking for any papal name taken by 5 or more popes. There's quite a few names on the list. Good luck at home trying to get a few of these.
OK, thanks very much. Now then, Lynn and Dudley, you go first this time. I like what Richard says, simply. We're simply looking for, just papal names taken by 5 or more popes.
Pope Pius.
Pope Pius. Sounds like a good answer to me. Say Lynn and Dudley, Pope Pius. Cliff and Nick.
They've took our answer. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's either Pope John. I can't think of Pope John.
Pope John. OK, sounds good. We have Pope Pius and we have Pope John. Lynn and Dudley. Pius is going to have to do this for you, otherwise we say goodbye to you. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pope Pius. It's right. It's a good answer. Down it comes. Oh, look at that! Not just a good answer, it's a pointless answer. Very well done. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £3,000. It scores you nothing. That's what Cliff and Nick have to equal, which is the best they can do. They've gone for Pope John. Let's see if that's right and how many people said Pope John. It's right. 52. Very well done, Lynn and Dudley. That's a great answer. And it means that after 2 questions, you are 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, brilliant answer. Very good way to come back. There's 4 pointless answers in all, actually. Pius obviously being one of them. Urban, pointless answer. Pius, Eugene and Celestine. Alexander would have scored you 1 point. Boniface, 2 points. Sixtus, 2. There's been 5 of those. Nicholas, 2. Clement, 3. Leo, 4. Innocent, 4. And Adrian, 4. Stephen 7, Gregory 11, Benedict 34, John 52 and Paul 70. Very well done if you got one of those low scorers, particularly the pointless ones.
OK, thank you very much. Here is your third question. Whoever wins this question will be going through to the final. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Police UK Top 40 singles as they could. Police UK Top 40 singles, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any single released by the Police which reached the UK Top 40 prior to May 2011, please. Either released by the Police or which had them as a named featured artist.
OK, now then, Cliff and Nick, you go first again this time.
Do-do-da. I do-do-do. A do-do-da.
But which?
I do-do-da. So I've been instructed.
I do-do-da.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. I do-do-da. But that's the answer you're giving. I do-do-da. OK. Lynn and Dudley.
I think we should go for Don't Stand So Close to Me.
OK.
Right.
OK.
Don't stand so close to me.
Don't stand so close to me. OK, very good indeed. Now, we have I do-do-da from Cliff and Nick. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said I do-do-da. Bad luck. Lynn and Dudley, you've said don't stand so close to me. Let's see how many people said that. All it has to be actually is right, of course. It's right. You're through to the final. 32 is its score. But it merely had to be right, and it was, which means after 3 questions, Lynn and Dudley are through to the final 2-1. Richard?
Yeah, tough luck, guys. It's not I do do da. It's da do 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 da 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 da. It's actually da do 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 brackets da 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 da. Would have taken
da do 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 would have done it.
Da do 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 would have done it.
He doesn't know his Morse code. That's...
Let's take a look at all the answers. There's a few pointless ones up here. When the world is running down and King of Pain, both pointless answers. Wrapped around your finger would have scored you 1. Spirits in the material world would have scored 1. Can't stand losing you. It was number 2 hit. That would have scored you 1 point. Synchronicity 2 would have scored 2. So Lonely, which is a song where it sounds like they're singing about Sue Lawley, would have scored you 2 points. Invisible Sun 4. There's da do 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 da 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 6. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic 8. Every Breath You Take 16. Walking on the Moon 18. Roxanne 30. Message in a Bottle 31. And Don't Stand So Close to Me, amazingly, actually the highest answer of all, with 32 points.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid the losing pair is Cliff and Nick. For now, we say goodbye, but great. Thanks very much, Cliff and Nick. Great today. But for Lynn and Dudley, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £3,000. Now, congratulations, Lynn and Dudley. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,000. Now, the rules are very simple. All you need to win that money is to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. We've had 4 pointless answers on the show today. Lynn, you gave us Canary Melon, and the pair of you gave us Pope Pius in the head-to-head. All you have to do to win that money is find 1 more pointless answer now. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options, and they are 20th century dramatists, world politics, pop music.
20th century dramatists.
No, don't think so.
World politics?
Possibly.
Possibly.
And pop music. Depends what era it is.
I'm too old.
Yeah.
World politics or pop music, which?
Go on then, we'll go for pop music.
We'll go for pop music.
OK, pop music it is. Right, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many George Michael UK top 40 singles as they could. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any single released by George Michael or which has had him as a named featured artist that's reached the UK top 40 prior to May 2011, please. Any George Michael solo hit or which has had him as a featured named artist.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that £3,000 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Can't even think of anything.
We're talking... Can I just clarify, Richard, are we actually talking about George Michael on his own?
George Michael on his own, no Wham singles.
No Wham single.
Dancing in the Street?
Was it Dancing in the Street? Yeah. I can't think of any others. I just don't know any George Michael. He's not somebody that I...
OK, Dancing in the Street, George Michael. Dancing in the Street is definitely one with Elton John. I can't think. I cannot think of 2 others.
No.
Definitely go with Dancing in the Street. Sing it.
No.
5 seconds left.
No.
We've only got 4 seconds, so...
We can only think of one.
We can only think of the one, so we'll just...
OK, that's your time up. We were looking for George Michael UK top 40 hits. I now need 3 answers from you, just 3 answers.
OK. Well, I think the only answer we think we feel is absolute is George Michael singing Dancing in the Street.
Dancing in the Street.
Featured with Elton John.
OK, we're going to need 2 other song titles from you.
We'll say Let's Go.
Let's Go.
And Up in the Morning.
Up in the Morning. Of those 3, which should we put last?
Well, the best shot is Dancing in the Street with Elton John.
OK, in which case we will put that last.
OK.
Which is your least likely?
Let's Go.
Let's Go. So we have Let's Go, Up in the Morning, Dancing in the Street.
Yes.
OK, let's put them up on the board in that order, and here they are. Let's Go, Up in the Morning, and Dancing in the Street. OK, we were looking for George Michael UK Top 40 hits. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that £3,000 jackpot. Let's see if Let's Go is a right answer, and if it is, let's see if it's a pointless answer. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer.
Thought it would be.
Sadly, Let's Go, not a pointless answer. You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. What would you do with £3,000?
Go to India to immunise the babies against polio.
Very good indeed. OK, well, let's hope these 2 answers will help you get there. Let's see. Your next answer is Up in the Morning. This has to be right. It has to be a song.
It's not.
And it has to be pointless. OK, Up in the Morning. Is it right? How many people said it? Bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. You only have 1 more chance to win today's jackpot. Everything is hanging on Dancing in the Street. You think this is a song he sang with Elton John?
Yeah.
Let's find out. It has to be right and it has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot of £3,000. Dancing in the Street. Is it right? How many people said it? Yeah, bad luck, I'm afraid. Well, unfortunately, I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £3,000, which rolls over onto the next show. But you have been great contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy, so...
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry guys, you played so brilliantly for 2 shows now, and just the wrong category came up for you there. It's a real shame. He did do a song with Elton John. It was "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." That was would have scored you 4 points though. "Dancing in the Street" was David Bowie and Mick Jagger. They had a hit with that. The big George Michael songs on the list: "Careless Whisper," "Freedom," "Faith," "Fast Love." Those were the big ones. Let's take a look at some of the pointless ones. There's quite a few top 10 hits amongst them. "Amazing," that was a number 4 hit, that was a pointless answer. "An Easier Affair," "Flawless," "Go to the City," pointless answers. "Heal the Pain" was a pointless answer. "I Can't Make You Love Me," that's pointless. The number 3 hit, that was "Monkey" as a pointless answer. "One More Try," "This Is Not Real Love," and "You Have Been Loved," which was a number 2 hit, very big hit for him, pointless answer. Very well done if you've got any of those at home, and commiserations, guys, you played so well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you know any of those?
No.
Really?
None of the pointless ones. We knew Faith.
Yeah.
That came after we'd given the answers.
Always very tough. Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Lynn and Dudley, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show we will be playing for £4,000. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.